I'm just going to wander around the CBD district here. I'm in Latrobe and Spencer. I'm going to make my way up Latrobe, see what I see. This is the corner of Latrobe and St. James Cathedral, I believe. Nope, Latrobe and King Street. St. James Cathedral must be on King Street. I think I'll take a peek down King Street, see what's doing. I've come up to the corner of Lonsdale and King. And I think I'm going to head up Lonsdale. This is looking down King Street. And this is Lonsdale. Not sure what time it is. I think it's about 2:30 in the afternoon on a Thursday. No shortage of cool little places to eat. A lot of Korean food. So I popped out on Lonsdale Street. Southern Cross Station's just 2 blocks away and my hotel's right there. And this is the corner of Lonsdale and William Street. Looking down William. And this building says it's the County Court building, Victoria. And across the street, Melbourne's Magistrate Court. These dedicated bike lanes are nice to have in a busy city. Now we're up to Williams and Lonsdale. The wind is picking up. Korean barbecue. The Hellenic Museum. And I'm back now walking down Latrobe. I'm really enjoying walking around Melbourne. At first glance, it reminds me a lot of Chicago, maybe because it's a freezing, blowing wind right now, but even a lot of the architecture. And now I've made my way up to Queen in Latrobe. And I think I'll head up this way on Queen. It says Victoria University Law School. Beautiful old building. Now I'm on the corner of Lonsdale and Queen. More of Victoria University. Now we're looking down Queen and Lonsdale. And this gentleman is, I would guess, a lawyer, or is it, I'm not sure what they call it, here in the Australian court. Shaver shop, all kinds of electric razors and toothbrushes apparently. And I've made my way up to the corner of Elizabeth and Lonsdale. Maybe. I want to go back up here on Lonsdale. There's some interesting alleys. I saw a bunch of little places to eat. I'm gonna make my way down Elizabeth a few more blocks. This is the corner of Elizabeth and Bourke Street. We're at the corner of Elizabeth and Bourke Street. I'm gonna turn and head up Bourke for a little bit now. And that's about the fanciest H&M store I've ever seen. Barbie the movie, it's a big deal. Margot, what's her name? I think she's Australian. So it looks like a Barbie pop-up store. Is it Margot Robbie? I don't know, I didn't catch the movie. At the Foot Locker, Melbourne. David Jones department store. And once again, I'll always say, be real careful on how much money you exchange. I ended up with too much New Zealand money. I have like 260, and Google says it should be 241 Australian. Well, this guy just offered 211 Australian. So you can see that's quite a difference. I'll try to find another exchange booth. Otherwise, I haven't even got any Australian money. I'm sure I lost Australian when I think I moved 200 Australian to a couple hundred New Zealand. and I probably lost quite a bit on that exchange. I have a really good guy back in Thailand, so I'll probably just take it back there, and if Google's saying 241, I'll bet he's 235 to 240, somewhere in the middle there. But these days I seem to be using 95% cash, and that's fine with me. If it's Uber, if it's in restaurants or bars, it's all on a Visa card. A no fee Visa card, or no international fee. Those international fees of, I think, 2%, 3%, those will add up in a hurry. So make sure to get a no fee card. More than half of them are no international fee these days. I think in the future I'm just gonna take out less than $100 out of ATMs. Take a little bit of an ATM hit, not that big a deal, and then just do the rest on credit cards. There's talk about the ATMs. We've talked about it in my other videos about the Charles Schwab account, reimbursing ATM fees. That's all good and fine as long as it keeps going. I've read reports on some travel blogs that they're shutting people down in Mexico right now. People that have retired in Mexico, and they're putting their Social Security check on Charles Schwab. They're not seeing any other activity, and these folks, I would guess, don't have a bunch of money in that Charles Schwab account. So again, I get it. That's probably not what Charles Schwab was thinking when they said we're going to reimburse all the ATM fees. They're probably thinking more of a business traveler with a ton of money in the bank. I get it, business is business. But my Navy Federal, it's not that bad. They charge 1%. Well, actually, they charge $1 at a foreign ATM, and then 1% of whatever you take, they claim Visa charges. So $100, $1, and then whatever that bank charges. Usually it's $4 or $5. Again, that's kind of a ton of money just to take out $100, but we all need some local cash. What you don't want to do, and what people, including myself, said to do in the past was, we'll take as much money as you can out of that ATM on those fees and all, if it's $400 or $500. But the problem is, if you don't spend that $400 or $500 cash, like I don't, you're using credit cards everywhere, well then you're hitting this guy who's gonna give you $300 back on that $400 you took out of the ATM. And that's a pretty terrible exchange rate right there. Still on Bork, made our way up to Swanston Street. Guy playing his violin over there. I guess it's a violin. A lot of street performers. This Melbourne's definitely an arty kind of city. It always has been. Big in the music world. Concerts, little live places to go see bands. It's always been a cool city. Kind of a San Francisco vibe. And they have a lot of the old restored cars going down the road. Looks sharp. Coming up Swanston Street and Lieutenant Collins. This is looking down Lieutenant Collins. Now this is Swanston and Collins. See some theaters up ahead. Rocky Horror Picture Show. Looks like another Juliet the musical. There's some beautiful old theaters. And there's the West in Melbourne on Regent Place. I think I said Melbourne. Melbourne. Melbourne is a dead American giveaway. Although in fairness, we do have a Melbourne, Florida. This is the Scots Church, Presbyterian Church of Victoria. And on the corner of Russell and Collins is St. Michael's. Looking down Collins Street. On the corner of Russell and Lieutenant Collins. This is looking down Collins. There's the old post office building on the corner of Russell. We're up to the corner of Bork and Exhibition, the Elephant and the Wheelbarrow, which I'm guessing is a pub. And this is looking up Exhibition Street. Fancy Hank's Barbecue. It's smelling pretty good from the sidewalk. That might be a move for dinner. And that's a cool looking bookshop, the Paperback. The Black Prince Pub. Here's the Spleen Bar. Hey, there's another Taco Bell. I don't know if he changed location or added a second. I've now made my way to the end of Bork Street and Spring. And this is the Parliament of Victoria building. Parliament Station down below here. And this is looking down Bork. Maybe 6-7 blocks. You get down to the Southern Cross station. Hey, so thanks for following along my little walk around Bangkok. Try not to get hit by a train here. Did I just say walk around Bangkok? I meant walk around Melbourne. But I live in Bangkok. I'll be making plenty of videos exploring my city soon. So consider subscribing. Hey, take it easy.